Xerxes I, also known as Xerxes the Great, was one of the most renowned rulers of the Achaemenid Empire, reigning from 486 BCE to 465 BCE, born around 518 BCE. He was the son of Darius I and Queen Atossa, the daughter of Cyrus the Great. Xerxes ascended to the throne following his father's death, inheriting one of the largest empires the world had ever seen. Stretching from the Indus Valley to the Balkans and from the Caspian Sea to Egypt, his reign is particularly remembered for his ambitious yet ultimately unsuccessful invasion of Greece, a pivotal moment in ancient history. Upon taking the throne, Xerxes faced immediate challenges to his rule. The Egyptian province, dissatisfied with Achaemenid control, rose in rebellion. Xerxes swiftly crushed the uprising, demonstrating his military prowess and consolidating his power. He also faced a revolt in Babylon, which he subdued by stripping the city of its independence and its symbolic golden statue of Marduk, signaling the end of Babylon's status as a political and religious center. Xerxes is perhaps most famously associated with his campaign against Greece, an effort to avenge his father's defeat at the Battle of Marathon in 490 BCE and 480 BCE. Xerxes launched one of the largest military expeditions of antiquity, amassing a vast army and navy. This force included soldiers and sailors from all corners of his empire, showcasing its immense diversity and scale. According to ancient historians such as Herodotus, the army crossed the Hellespont, modern-day Dardanelles, using a remarkable feat of engineering, to pontoon bridges made from ships lashed together. Xerxes' campaign began successfully. The Persian forces overwhelmed the Greeks at the Battle of Thermopylae, where King Leonidas and his 300 Spartans made a legendary last stand. After this victory, Xerxes marched south, capturing and sacking Athens, which had been evacuated by its citizens. The burning of Athens was a symbolic act of retribution, but it also fueled Greek resolve to resist Persian domination. However, the tide of war turned at the naval battle of Salamis later in 480 BCE. The smaller, more maneuverable Greek ships, commanded by the Athenian general Themistocles, decisively defeated the Persian fleet in the narrow straits near the island of Salamis. This loss severely hampered Xerxes' ability to supply and coordinate his forces. Fearing a prolonged campaign in hostile territory, Xerxes returned to Asia, leaving a portion of his army under the command of his general, Mardonius. The following year, in 479 BCE, the Greeks secured a decisive victory at the Battle of Plataea, effectively ending Persian ambitions in mainland Greece. This marked a turning point in the Greco-Persian Wars, with the Greeks taking the offensive in the years that followed. Although Xerxes' campaign failed to conquer Greece, it demonstrated the logistical and organizational capabilities of the Achaemenid Empire and left a lasting impact on Greek culture and identity, fostering a sense of unity among the city-states. Back in Persia, Xerxes focused on grand construction projects, continuing his father's work in building the ceremonial capital of Persepolis. He expanded its grandeur, commissioning magnificent palaces and the Gate of All Nations, a testament to the empire's diversity. Xerxes also maintained and reinforced the empire's extensive road system, facilitating communication and trade across vast distances. Despite these achievements, Xerxes' later years were marred by internal strife and court intrigues. He became increasingly isolated, relying heavily on a small circle of advisors and eunuchs. In 465 BCE, Xerxes was assassinated in a palace coup, orchestrated by the commander of his bodyguard, Artabanus. His death marked the end of his ambitious reign and the beginning of a period of instability for the Achaemenid dynasty. Xerxes I remains a figure of great complexity. To the Greeks, he was a symbol of imperial hubris and tyranny, as immortalized in Aeschylus' tragedy The Persians. To the Persians, he was a ruler who upheld the empire's legacy of power and cultural richness. His reign, though marked by military setbacks, exemplified the vast ambitions and achievements of the Achaemenid Empire at its zenith.